What's up, guys? D-Rock 1992 here. For this next video, I'm going to be doing an about on a great star who's been a star for a few years now. And a lot of people maybe don't quite recognize that he's only been a star for a few years. But this guy is one of the biggest stars in Hollywood right now. He's an A-list star. The guy I'm talking about is Bradley Cooper. He's one of the best out there right now. He's an absolute hunk to the ladies, and he's a very good actor as well. And without further ado, I'm going to get right into his film career, and then I'm going to talk about his television career. So first off with film. In 2001, he appeared in his first movie. It was called Wet Hot American Summer. So that was his first one. And a few years later, in 2005, he appeared in a small role. It kind of got him a bit recognized. He appeared in a brief role in Wedding Crashers, the Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn comedy. So it kind of gets him a little recognized, for sure. The next year, he appears in Failure to Launch, a small role. It's Matthew McConaughey and Sarah Jessica Parker, that comedy. In 2008, he appears in a small role in Yes Man, the Jim Carrey comedy. And in 2009, he is a part of an ensemble cast in the movie He's Just Not That Into You. It's an ensemble romantic comedy film. It has Jennifer Aniston. Let me just see some of the casting. Jennifer Connelly, Drew Barrymore, Scarlett Johansson, who I will be reviewing we'll be doing an about at some point. But yeah, those are the movies that really kind of got him noticed a little bit. But his breakthrough and his breakout role, you all know what it is. So I'm just going to say it, The Hangover. I mean, his breakout appearance, The Hangover is just a brilliant movie. 2009 was the first Hangover movie. He came out with Part 2 in 2011, and last year he came out with Part 3, which I did get to see. I saw Part 2 and Part 3 in theaters. I didn't see the first one in theaters, but I've watched it a couple of times on DVD, and they're just really good, well-made movies. And if you don't know the plot about it, he plays Phil Wennick, who's part of the trio, or who's part of four guys. Stu, played by Ed Helms. Who is Zach Galifianakis' character? I should know this off the top of my head. Alan Gardner. Stu Price is played by Ed Helms. Alan Gardner played by Zach Galifianakis. Justin Bartha plays Doug. And essentially in all three of the movies, they have to... In the first two movies, they have a hangover. They party. The first movie, they party in Vegas. The second movie, they party in Bangkok. And then the third movie, they go back to Vegas eventually. So the stories in general are about these guys who have a little too much to drink. Who have a little too much to drink in the movies, and then the next morning they don't remember what they did. They did pretty outrageous things when they were drunk, and they can't remember what they did. So they have to piece together the events of what they did the day before. In the meantime, they also have to rescue their friend Doug from a lot of bad situations. And so that basically is the premise of the Hangover trilogy, all the movies in general. And Yeah, the Hangover movies are very successful. They're very good comedies. They're very funny, and it really got Bradley Cooper into the stratosphere as far as acting goes. It made him a star. What did he do after The Hangover? The first Hangover. Well, in 2010, he appeared in a couple of movies. Valentine's Day, the romantic comedy, I believe I reviewed it a long time ago. It did not do very well at the box office, but critically it didn't do very well at all. But I thought it was a good ensemble romantic comedy from him. I did watch the movie. A long time ago, I believe I watched the other movie I'm going to mention, The A-Team, after the TV show. The TV show back in the 80s, I think it was. And the A-Team was a bit of a success as well. I think it did all right. A movie that I did see in theaters was in 2011 with Limitless. This is a collaboration between Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro. This movie is where Bradley Cooper's character injects a pill. He takes a pill that makes him the smartest man in the world, basically. It makes him incredibly intelligent. That's the basic premise of the movie. I watched it back in theaters. I haven't watched it since. But, I remember liking it back in the day. In 2012, I mentioned this in my Jennifer Lawrence About video, he did appear in Silver Linings Playbook, which was a good success for him, for sure. And it was so good that he did receive an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor for Silver Linings Playbook. Also, in 2013, he appeared in a movie called The Place Beyond the Pines. It's a crime drama film, and I just mention it because Ryan Gosling is in it, Eva Mendes, and old actor Ray Liotta. And that's why I mention it. I've never watched it. I probably want to, though. You know, it looks like a good movie. The other one I mentioned for the Jennifer Lawrence movie was American Hustle in 2013. In that, he plays an FBI agent who tricks Christian Bale and Amy Adams characters into helping him get a big hustle. You know, bust some important politicians and things like that because they're trying to con people. Christian Bale and Amy Adams, they play two characters that con people out of money. They're con men and con woman in Amy Adams' case. So Bradley Cooper is the FBI agent who has to who has to work with them in order to con other bigger players, other players on the con market. And they have to try to con politicians and things like that. Bale and Adams' characters, they have to con big-time names in a sting operation. And as I said in the Jennifer Lawrence video, I think that American Hustle is a really good movie, and it's so good, it got Bradley Cooper another nomination for Academy Award for Best Actor. He's been nominated twice, but he has not won. Not yet. He will eventually someday. He probably will. This year, he's been a busy guy this year. Of course, the big comic book success that came out of nowhere, Guardians of the Galaxy, where he plays the raccoon. He voices a raccoon. How cool is that when you get to voice a raccoon? He plays Rocket Raccoon, one of the superheroes of the Guardians of the Galaxy comic books and all that. And Guardians of the Galaxy, a big success. He also appears in a movie directed by Clint Eastwood, American Sniper. This movie was released at the AFI Festival, film festival, in November 11th. It actually is going to get a wide release on Christmas of this year, December 25th. And it only has 12 reviews thus far, but it does have good. It's got a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes. That'll go up or go down depending on how the general audience likes it. But yeah, that's American Sniper is another movie coming out. I mentioned in the Jennifer Lawrence video also about Serena. He had that movie coming out. It got a limited release, but it's going to be released on a wider scale next year. And that's it for movies for right now. There are two movies that are coming up on the radar for Bradley. There's two movies that are coming up that should be on your that could be on your radar. And these two movies are untitled so far, but they are coming out next year. Coming out May 29th of next year is an untitled Cameron Crowe project. He is going to be in the movie with a lot of big stars: Emma Stone, Rachel McAdams, Alec Baldwin, Bill Murray, Jay Baruchel. And here's the plot of it. The film, which features a talking computer and mystical island fortunes, follows Brian Gilchrist, who's played by Bradley Cooper, a defense contractor who falls for Allison, I'm just going to say NG because that's what the name is, played by Allison Stone, an Air Force pilot, after he is assigned to oversee the launch of a weapons satellite from Hawaii. Looks interesting, definitely. We'll have to see what that is like, if that's going to be another success for Bradley. And then next year also, he's going to be in another untitled project, an untitled John Wells project. There is no date for it, but it does have Sienna Miller, who was in American Sniper with him, Emma Thompson, the British actress, Uma Thurman, just some of the big names worth mentioning. The plot of this movie: a chef, Adam Jones, played by Bradley Cooper, assembles a crew together in an attempt to create the best restaurant ever. It looks very interesting for sure. And look for that next year at some point. That's it for movies. Now let's get into television. His first television appearance ever was in 1999. He appeared in an episode of Sex and the City. Most people in the TV world actually would know him as the character Will Tippin in Alias. It was on for 5 seasons, and he was one of the main supporting characters in the movie, or in the TV show rather. But that's his big exposure on TV, pretty much, on a TV show. It helped get him noticed as well, for sure. So he appeared in a couple episodes of the Law and Order spin-offs: Law and Order Special Victims Unit, Law and Order Trial by Jury. He had a small sitcom called Kitchen Confidential that he was in, but it only lasted 13 episodes. So he did try to establish a career in TV, which he did with Alias. And then overall, he hosted SNL in 2009 and appeared as himself in 2013, last year, the Zach Galifianakis episode. At that time, Hangover Part 3, I think, was out, or it was coming out, and Bradley Cooper and Ed Helms both appeared in that 2013 episode to kind of promote the movie and help out Zach Galifianakis on the episode. But he did host once in 2009, the year The Hangover came out, the first Hangover. And that is pretty much it for his television career. You know, he's had some success in television, but most of it's with movies. Let's just be real here. It's been movies that he's been a big star in. He's got a bright future. He's got, you know, he should continue to be a great star because he is such a great actor. He is a superstar for sure, and he should continue his big success. And that is it for my Bradley Cooper video. D-Rock 1992 out.